Today, I want to just talk about a little bit of what happened yesterday whenever I went out and just looked within the community. And I wanted to just speak on the topic of just how our nation is doing as a whole. And I noticed that I didn't even record it or take pictures of it, but I noticed tents that were over under the bridge where people had gotten comfortable with just living on the outside, and it hurt my heart so bad because automatically I wanted to know, well, what happened to put this person in this situation, and immediately every person I come into contact with that's doesn't have any place to stay, that's homeless and that's out on the streets, I just wonder what got them in that situation. And I don't want to be judgmental and be like, oh, well, they probably just messed their money up. But it's a lot of people that have an addiction. And sometimes I think that's one of the reasons. Drugs. They're so addicted to drugs that they'd rather not care about their livelihood. They don't even care about themselves enough to pay rent and just have somewhere to stay at. And that's really sad. That's why we need to continue to just pray for our world, for our nation, for our people. And then another thing that zoomed in on me is that I remember how it used to be back in the day where everybody was smoking crack, cocaine, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, people is on stuff that's much powerful. It's not just crack cocaine anymore. It's heroin. I done heard people just hooked on and taking fentanyl. And that's what's killing people. Fentanyl. People are actually out here on fentanyl. And I just was like, wow. Now it's not crack cocaine no more. It's heroin, it's methamphetamines, it's fentanyl. Y'all, we just got to pray. Because once these people get on this stuff, they turn into a whole different person. I seen this one woman at the store, and she just kept spinning around like she was dancing on the ballroom floor. But in all actuality, she was just out in front of the store, right in the parking lot. Didn't care if she got hit by a car or what. Now, a person like that ain't smoked no crack. They on something powerful, more powerful than that. And I knew that she must have been on some heroin or some. It was something. But you know what? It was really sad. It was really sad. When people get hooked on stuff like that, they can't get themselves off of it. That's when it's done got to a point where it's gonna take God to intervene to bring about a change. And it's really sad to know. But I know that doesn't stop us from being able to help people like that, because there's somebody out there that's on it, but they won't help. They just need to know the first steps to take. They just need somebody to support them, and that's where you could come in at. It may have been a family member that came to you, and they may have came to you and said, man, I'm gonna stop this stuff after a while. I need to get myself in a rehab. And they may have came to you and said, I need you to help me. And then you was like, okay, yeah, I help you. But it seemed like every time you go back to see that person's still doing the same thing, and you think to yourself, he don't want to go to no rehab, or she don't want to go to no rehab. But in all actuality, they just need that push. Let me know when you're ready, man. I see you still doing what you're doing. I see you're still using the drugs. But I remember you had that conversation with me about wanting to go to rehab. And I know that's going to be hard, and that's going to take some willpower. And then you begin to tell them, but you just trust God. But you just begin to, if you're really sincere about it, you begin to read your word, begin to pray. Begin to just start doing things differently. Even if you got to start going to church so you can hear a word, you start changing up your normal actions that how you usually do. You usually hang out on the street corner, or you usually go to such and such house and they smoke and they, but now you start changing up your actions. You start going to church, you start reading your Bible, you start praying to God, you start listening to some worship music, and you start changing up the way you used to do things. And if you really want to change, a change will begin to take place. Trust me. So for the people out there that's on an addiction, just know that God hasn't given up on you. And if I run into contact with them, God gave me the same attitude. Don't you look down on them, and don't you act as though they're no good, because something's controlling them at a higher rate than they can control themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And I recognize and understand that. But if a family member comes to me and say, I'm gonna stop this stuff one day, then every time I see him, I'm gonna be like, let me know when you're ready. We can go on up there, we can sign up, or we can at least see what the program consists of. Or I will keep on being that encouraging shoulder, that encouraging person, until one day they finally decide to go. Because a change is going to take place. And you keep on praying for that person. You keep on encouraging that person. You keep on just pointing out when that person is headed in the right direction. Yes, I see you read your Bible. I see you went to church on Sunday. I see you got up and you went and got in the prayer line, or whatever the case may be. And I promise you, God will clean you up. All right, so y'all be blessed and y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to get ready to go to church myself, fill my spirit up, because as the days roll by, we're going to run into trouble and opposition, but we got to be able to stand. We got to be able to endure. Okay, so y'all be blessed.